please keep their remarks concise. In the interest of saving time, if there's no objection, debate will be limited to 2 speeches of 2 minutes per mayor per question. All right. As there's no objection, the rule is adopted for this meeting. The first item of business is consider the resolutions before us, which if passed will become the official policy of the Conference of Mayors. The resolutions have come from the standing committees. The full membership may also consider any new resolution proposed by a member mayor at this session. Consideration of new resolutions requires a 2/3 vote of members voting in present. Any new resolutions will be considered after voting on all resolutions approved in the standing committees. At this time, the chair would like to know if any member mayor is offering a new resolution. The Mayor Gary, please.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to offer a resolution. Mr. Chairman, good morning. I would like to offer a resolution that is submitted by the Honorable Steve Benjamin, Mayor of Columbia, and the resolution is entitled Mayors and Police Chiefs Together in Support of Sensible Gun Policy.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Freeman Wilson. Are there any other new resolutions that we'll take up after all the other previously considered resolutions? All right, thank you. Also remember that we have the ability to register no votes. Okay, the U.S. Conference of Mayors Executive Committee adopted a new rule that allows mayors to record a no vote on a specific resolution that is adopted either in committee or during this business session during the annual meeting. In both cases, the mayor, of course, must be present to vote. For committee-passed resolution, the mayor also must be a member of the committee. This rule does not change the voting results of the resolution. To register a no vote on a resolution that passes during the business session, go to the resolution section in the 86th annual meeting section of the app and tap the resolution on which you wish to vote no. A vote button will be visible at the lower portion of the screen. You can register your dissension there. The mayors, your staff, or your city representative will have until 5 p.m. Eastern time today to register your no vote. All right. Now we're going to consider committee reports. We'll now consider the resolutions from the standing committees. The resolutions will be considered committee by committee in the order listed in the resolutions which you have before you. The procedure will be as follows. First, the chair of each committee or designee will make a brief presentation of that committee's resolutions and then move for their adoption. Next, I'll ask for a second. Then we'll ask any member mayor who has an individual resolution concern to be pulled for special consideration. Once the resolutions have been pulled, identified, and set aside, we'll vote on the remaining resolutions for that committee as a block. We'll go through this procedure for all standing committees. Then we'll have a discussion on the resolutions pulled for special consideration, followed by a separate vote on each one. After that, we'll take up any new resolutions. If parliamentary issues should arise during our debate, we have our professional parliamentarian present who will be present to assist us in resolving them. His name is Tim Nguyen. You guys are used to seeing Tim here. He's an institution. I think he's been here longer than most of us have. All right. First, we have community development and housing. We'll begin with Boston Mayor Martin J. Walsh, Chair of the Community Development and Housing Committee. Marty?
Thank you, Mr. President. The Community Development and Housing Committee met on Saturday, June 9th, to consider 9 resolutions submitted in a timely manner. I move the adoptions of resolutions number 5, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22.
All right. I'll now call for a second on the resolutions. All right. Moving second. Anyone have a resolution that they want pulled? All right. I now call for a vote on the resolutions in block, excluding any resolutions that have been pulled. All those in favor, say yay. Yay. All those opposed, nay. All right. Fantastic. The yeas have it, and the resolutions are passed. Thank you, Mayor Walsh. Second, In the Children, Health, and Human Services Committee, there's one resolution, Resolution 10, that I know that we will pull because the exact same resolution worked its way through Transportation and Communications. We'll take it up there with a minor technical amendment. But I'd like to recognize the chair, Mayor Lydia Mihalik of Findlay, the chair of the Children, Health, and Human Services Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee met on June 9th at 9:15 a.m. and considered 13 resolutions. I now move for the adoption of resolutions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, and 13.
All right. Thank you. Is there a second? All right. Are there any resolutions the mayor would like to have pulled? I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Nan.
We
10 and 14?
actually combined
Okay.
resolutions into
I just
one
wanted to make
during
sure.
the committee.
It was about SNAP, so I just wanted to make sure it
That's
came
right.
through.
We have
Okay.
a substitute bill for SNAP, that substitute resolution.
You were the kid in the front row in class, weren't you?
You put me in the front row. I was just doing my job. Thank you, Mayor Mihalik.
You're welcome, Mayor Whaley.
Thank you, Mayor Welly. All right. With the exception of Resolution 10 that has been pulled, would now call for a vote on the resolutions in block. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. All right. The ayes have it. The teleprompter says yay, but who says yay? We're going to go with aye, okay? It helps me out here. That is okay, right? Yes. Okay, all right. Well, now we're going to have the Criminal and Social Justice Committee call on the mayor of Gary, Indiana, Karen Freeman Wilson.
Good morning again, Mr. President. The Criminal and Social Justice Committee met on June 9th, 2018, and considered 21 resolutions submitted in a timely fashion. In addition, the committee considered 2 new resolutions. The committee reported out all 23 of these resolutions for consideration at this business session. I move adoption of resolutions number 6, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 82, and 83 at this time.
Thank you so much, Mayor Freeman Wilson. Is there a second? All right, second by Mayor Whaley. Does any mayor have a resolution to be pulled? All right. Now I'll call for a vote on the resolutions in block. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and the resolutions are passed. Thank you so much. Energy. I now call on Kim McMillan, Mayor of Clarksville, Tennessee, who will present on behalf of the Energy Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Energy Committee met on June 9, 2018, and considered 6 resolutions. 4 were submitted in a timely fashion. 2 were late resolutions that were sponsored by committee members and met the 2/3 vote for consideration. Those were resolutions number 85 and 86. So therefore, I move the resolutions numbered 43, 44, 45, 46, 85, and 86.
All right, thank you, Mayor McMillan. Is there a second? All right, are there any resolutions the mayor wishes to have pulled? Mayor Berger. Resolution 43. All right, resolution 43. All right, thank you. Any other resolutions to be pulled? All right, now call for a vote on the resolutions in block, excluding the resolution 43 that has been pulled for separate consideration. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. All right, the ayes have it. Thank you, Mayor McMillan. Do we take them all up after we're done with the ones in block? Okay, thank you. And now call on the chair of the Environment Committee, Miami Mayor Francis Suarez, for his committee's report.
Thank you, President Benjamin. The Environment Committee met on Saturday, June 9th. We considered 7 resolutions that were submitted in a timely manner and 1 resolution that was introduced that day. 3 of the resolutions are shared by the Energy Committee, and of which 2 were modified in both committees. The committee reported out all 8 resolutions. I move adoption of resolutions number 43, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, and 84.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Is there a second? All right. Since Mayor Berger has already asked for 43 to be pulled for consideration, we're going to pull it from energy and from environment for further discussion. Are there any other resolutions that a mayor may want pulled for separate consideration? Seeing none, entertain a vote for the resolutions in block, excluding Resolution 43. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay? All right, fantastic. Thank you, and the resolutions are passed. Thank you, Mayor Suarez. International Affairs. I now call on the Mayor of Dayton, Ohio, Nan Whaley, Chair of our International Affairs Committee.
Good morning, Mr. President. The International Affairs Standing Committee met on June 10th to consider 4 resolutions submitted in a timely fashion. I move that resolution numbers 42, 51, 52, and 53 be adopted by this body.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. Is there a second? All right, thank you. Does anyone have a resolution that they'd like to see pulled for further discussion? All right, we'll call for a vote on the resolutions in block. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. All right, seeing none, thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor Whaley. The resolutions are passed. Now we have the Jobs, Education, and the Workforce Committee. The Mayor of West Sacramento, Mayor Chris Gabaldon, the chair of this committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Jobs, Education, and Workforce Standing Committee met on Saturday, June 9th, considered 7 resolutions submitted in a timely manner, 3 resolutions submitted late, and 4 resolutions that have prime numbers in them. So, Mr. President, I would move for the adoption of the following resolutions. Resolution 13, which we shared with the Children, Health, and Human Services Committee, resolutions 40, 54, 55, 56, 87, 88, 89, and along with the Criminal and Social Justice Committee, resolution 23.
Another kid from the front row. Thank you, Mayor Gabaldon. All right, is there a second? All right, are there any resolutions that we'd like to see pulled for further discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Nay? All right, seeing none, thank you, Chris. The resolutions are passed. Our Metro Economies Committee, I call on Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher for the report from the Metro Economies Committee. Mayor Fisher?
Yep. Thank you, Mr. President. Great job on this conference to you and all the organizers.
Thank you, brother.
I'm standing in for the chair of the Metro Economy Standing Committee, Mayor Sylvester Turner, who had to return for Houston for an important local event, and he sends his regrets for not being here.
Yes, sir.
I'm pleased to report that the committee met last Saturday and took the following action on resolutions. Resolution number 57 was withdrawn without objections. All other resolutions were unanimously approved. So, Mr. President, I move the adoption of resolutions number 29, 39, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, and 65.
Fantastic. Is there a second? All right. Are there any resolutions that our colleagues would like to see further discussion on? All right. Seeing none, all those in favor vote aye. All those opposed, nay. All right. Fantastic. Thank you, Mayor Fisher. Now we'll have the Tapes Committee, the Tourism, Arts, and Everything Else Committee. You're going to do the Burning Man report?
Mr. President,
yes,
yes,
Mayor,
I stand in substitution for Mayor Sheevy. She had to return to Reno.
Mayor.
She has an election.
Mayor Elizabeth Couts of Burnsville, Minnesota, past president. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Tourism, Arts, Parks, Entertainment, and Sports Commission met and approved the following resolutions. Numbers 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, and 81. Mr. President, I move for the adoption of these resolutions.
Sure. Is there a second? All right, there's a second. Are there any resolutions our colleagues want pulled for further discussion? All right. Seeing none, we'll call for a vote on the resolutions in block. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Fantastic. The resolutions are passed. Thank you,
Thank
Mayor
you.
Couts.
Thank you.
Now I have a Transportation and Communications Committee. This report will be given by Edina Mayor Jim Hovland, the acting chair of the Transportation and Communications Committee.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Acting on behalf of our chair, Harry La Rosilliere, who was unable to attend at least all of our meeting because of the high school graduation of his daughter. So standing in for him as acting chair. Mr. President, the Transportation and Communications Committee met on Saturday, June 9th, to consider 8 resolutions that were timely filed. I move the adoption of resolutions 10, 34, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, and 80. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mayor Hovland. And just want to recognize that Resolution 10 that we referenced in Mayor Mihalik's report is included in this package with a minor technical amendment.
That's correct.
Thank you. Is there a second? All right. Any resolutions that our colleagues want further discussion on? Seeing none, we'll move to have the resolutions approved in block. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. All right, fantastic. Thank you, Jim. All right, now we have to take up the resolutions pulled before us. We have before us, I believe, just Resolution 43, which was pulled aside for special consideration. And we're, of course, going to have our parliamentarian assist us as needed. Mayor Berger, are you going to speak to 43? Please, thank you. Which originated in both and was passed by both the Environment Committee and the Energy Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. This resolution actually substantially changes conference policy that's been in place for 3 decades. This, by the way, does not affect my community directly, so I don't have a personal or stake in this. But I do believe it has real consequences for a couple hundred communities in the nation who either have or depend upon waste to energy facilities or hydro facilities. And I think that before an action is taken to adopt this, we should understand those consequences. Sure. So I would urge that approval not occur today, that if this is important to the nation's cities, to move in this direction, to move away from waste to energy and hydro as included in a definition of renewable energy, then we should understand the consequences for those communities. And I believe that anecdotally, I've heard from a couple of mayors where this has occurred in their state in a more localized way, and it cost them millions of dollars. So I urge that an approval not take place today, and some dive into a survey of our members take place before this would happen.
Thank you, Mayor Berger. All right. Mayor Suarez.
Thank you, President Benjamin. We debated this issue in our committee, and the original language did not talk about future municipal incinerators, so it did not grandfather all current municipal incinerators. And so we felt that the insertion of future municipal and medical waste was a good compromise, where we grandfather all existing facilities and we work towards the future of having 100% renewable energy for all our communities. We think that's the best practice. We debated it robustly in committee, and we passed it in committee. Mayor Berger voted against it. All the remaining committee members voted in favor of it.
Thank you, Mayor Suarez. Is anyone else to speak? Please, Mayor Davis.
Thank you, Mr. President. I concur with the comments from Mayor Suarez with regards to the posture that we're in. I also want to draw our attention back to this body's policies in 2014 and 2016, where there was an urgent resolution that was adopted in the Conference for Clean Energy Programs in partnership with cities. I think this is consistent. I also support the amendment that's being offered, and it provides us with sufficient framework to move this resolution forward at this time.
Thank you, Mayor Davis. All right. Yes, please. And First, this mayor, identify yourself, Mr. Mayor. I can't see your placard. Then we'll have Mayor McMillan, please. Thank you.
Mr. President, Mayor Spokane, Washington, David
Mayor Condon,
Condon.
I'm sorry, Mayor Condon.
I rise in support of Mayor Berger and pulling this or offering a simple amendment to it. As a community that has a waste-to-energy facility, I appreciate the idea of the future municipal and medical waste incineration facilities. My worry, both in that case and also the hydroelectric, which our city also owns a dam. We've been recognized as a city, and now with some 50 members of my community and others across the country going to the Netherlands this September because of our status as a city that we produce more renewable energy than we use as a city, maybe the only one in the world. Both of these forms of renewable energy are considered by preponderance of those in the EU as renewable. And so first and foremost, as we look in many of our resolutions that are in the Energy Committee, as alluding to the leadership of those in Europe in the area of renewable energy. It is ironic to me that we've been invited to go see so they can learn from us and we from them in these two areas of hydroelectric generation and also municipal waste energy facilities. Our community went through a retroactive circumstance where this very similar thing was put into place and cost my community millions of dollars. As we fight, similarly, to reduce the costs of urban living, both with rent and housing costs, but in our community, actually, utility costs have a higher impact on the disposable income of my citizens. And so, as I look at this, it is definitely something that we should look farther into, because to also look to, our community has taken a pledge to be a zero landfill community. We can do that by also mining the ash that comes out of our municipal waste energy facility and taking out even more ferrous materials and recycling those. And we'll be looking as we go to Scandinavia of use for that ash in the use of construction products, and particularly in the area of transportation. And so as we as a community look at becoming literally a zero landfill, already building off of a community that creates more energy than we use. And finally, I'd like to discuss that this is the base load. If you don't have anything for base load, both wind and solar, what are you going to use?
Sure.
So a simple strike of those two items, I would leave fossil fuels and nuclear, but a simple strike would allow us that base load from a renewable source.
Thank you, Mayor Condon. I apologize that I hadn't seen you since Gonzaga beat South Carolina in the Final Four last year. So
I know it hurts.
I think I've actively avoided you. So Mayor McMillan, microphone's coming.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to, like the chair of the Environment Committee, represent that this was also debated for a substantial period of time in the Energy Committee. And in the Energy Committee, the amendment was adopted. I know we had some that voted against it, but it was adopted by a majority of the members of the Energy Committee. The resolution was then passed as amended by the Energy Committee. So I thought that was important to make sure that everybody realized it passed in the Environment Committee and the Energy Committee as amended.
Thank you, Mayor McMillan. All right. Please, Mayor Caldwell.
Yeah, Mayor Caldwell, City and County of Honolulu. I have to say I also share a concern here. We have probably one of the oldest waste energy facilities built in 1985. And we're almost down to zero waste into our landfill. We've just added an addition where we're now burning the sludge that used to go into the landfill. So while I support, looking at these other sources of alternative energy, I'm concerned that as we work towards a zero waste landfill, and President Clinton talks about 21st century cities should not have landfills, that it could preclude our efforts to continue to figure out how we get down. We're down to the last 6%. We may want to add additional additions to our H-Power facility. So I would support taking this off for now and revisiting it and coming back at the next conference to see if we can't correct it a bit. I know I support the direction, but for us cities who have these facilities, it's going to make it harder for us to add and to refine what we already have.
Well, thank you, Mayor Caldwell. And I've been told by the parliamentarian that I can't actually speak in support of this from the podium. I'm going to choose not to. I'm going to yield the floor to to Mayor Barnett, and I'm going to make some comments on it, if that's all right. Thank you.
Sure.
Go ahead and recognize Mayor Benjamin for comments.
Sure. No, thank you. One very important point to recognize is that this is actually policy of the conference today. We passed this last year. I'm not sure if it's unanimously. So the point was actually to restate exactly what our policy is now. So this, contrary to maybe some comments earlier, this is our policy at the conference. The policy this resolution was amended in both committees to soften it, to make sure that those of us who have existing facilities are grandfathered in, and we're speaking to prospective development down the road. So I just want to make that clear. This is our policy. So if in fact this is not passed as amended, then the policy that some may find to be more restrictive will stand. It was meant to soften the existing policy to some degree. We've got to make a commitment to have a clean and renewable energy future. And that's why we resubmitted the policy, just to continue restating that commitment. But this is the policy of the organization as we stand today, per our vote, our collective vote in Miami last year. Just wanted to make that clear. Thank you.
Are there any further comments from mayors? Mayor Cabaldon.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Vice President. The Jobs Committee did not consider this resolution, but we would have endorsed it unanimously. The provisions in this resolution with respect to workforce development and workforce training are really important in terms of the continued development of the renewable sector. My city, we are about to build a brand new waste-to-energy facility. We would be counted as a future facility under this resolution. I'm absolutely unconcerned about the resolution in that respect, though. This is not a resolution that would propose to ban waste-to-energy facilities. It would affect no grant programs for waste-to-energy facilities. It's simply a statement with respect to the definition of renewables. And so I'm fully comfortable supporting both the development of additional waste-to-energy facilities and this resolution. And as Mayor Benjamin said, this in fact will allow us, with our existing facilities, to be counted as renewable energy while still continue to build, to create a diverse portfolio that over time will move towards a 100% renewable portfolio. So this is a balanced resolution. It reflects the good work of the two committees and the flexibility that our leadership has put together in trying to advance this policy by doing so in a way that's sensitive to our local priorities and our local economic development objectives, and I urge its support.
Thank you, Mayor Cabaldon. Other comments? Anyone else wishing to speak on this? Go ahead and just, it's hard to see it.
The mayor from St. Pete, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mayor Kreisman.
Thank you. I want to commend both the committees for, I think, reaching a good compromise. Look, incinerating waste generates climate relevant emissions, mainly CO2, as well as nitrous oxide, ammonia, and organic C. And we really need to be aiming higher in our efforts than simply going this route with waste to energy. We ought to be reducing our waste sources and commend those cities that are reducing their waste sources. I think this is a good compromise. I want to urge my colleagues to vote in support of it.
Thank you, Mayor Kreisman.
Mr. Chairman.
You're recognized.
Mayor Henderson, Fort Myers, Florida. I just want to offer support for the waste to energy because our city benefits greatly from that waste to energy facility that we have in Fort Myers. Landfills are a scourge of our landscape. They threaten our water table. I think that to not consider that this is a useful tool for managing our waste is concerning. I think all mayors should examine more facts with regard to those emissions from waste to energy so that we understand if they are worse than landfills or better than landfills, but ultimately it would be nice to move away from waste to energy. This may be the wrong time to do that. It's a consolidation of managing our waste, and running our prices up to our citizens for managing waste could be a threat to those who are economically deprived. So just for further consideration, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Chairman, I'll be brief. Oliver Gilbert from Miami Gardens. I support the resolution as amended, especially because it kind of acknowledges what is our current situation, but aspires for something greater. It just doesn't, from my perspective, it doesn't resonate that we should aspire for the status quo, which changing it would seem to, not changing it would seem to do. So I think that we should always be looking forward, and I think this helps us, keeps us in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any mayors from Florida who haven't spoken? Any other comments, mayors?
Peter Simmons, Mayor of Bonita Springs, Florida, just chiming in as the only Florida mayor that hasn't spoken. So now I think it's unanimous.
Shouldn't have asked. Mayor Harp.
Thank you very much for recognizing me. I think it's really important that since this resolution actually adjusts a current policy of the U.S. Conference of Mayors and actually makes more types of energy inclusive within the overall policy, it would seem that discussing the other kinds of situations that occur in cities now that are not in this policy should be the thing that is set aside while this resolution moves forward. And if there are other kinds of things that need to be added, they can be added at our next conference.
Thank you, Mayor Harp. Any other comments? All right, let's go ahead and vote. On Resolution 43, we'll do a voice vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The vote carries. I'll turn the floor back over to President Benjamin.
All right, thank you, Mayor Barnett. Now we'll discuss new resolutions. Mayor Karen Freeman Wilson has asked the body to take up new resolution titled Mayors and Police Chiefs Together in Support of Sensible Gun Policy. We discussed this at our opening press conference, and you all have copies of it before you for consideration. I want to say this as well as we step into this discussion. I really appreciate robust and civil debate, y'all. And I thank you all for being the thoughtful policymakers that you are and the ability to disagree agreeably, to record our no votes when we don't support a particular policy. And we're going to continue over the course of this year, not just from meeting to meeting, having that type of discussion with each other, respecting each other's diverse opinions. So thank you so much. A motion from Mayor Freeman Wilson in support of this. Is there a second? All right. Requires, again, a 2/3 vote for this to be considered. Did you want to speak to it, Madam Chair?
Mr.
Okay.
Chair,
I apologize. As I'm corrected by the parliamentarian, we have to take a 2/3 vote first for it to be considered. All those in favor of considering the resolution, please raise your voting cards. All right. Those opposed, please raise your cards. There's a 2/3 vote. Madam Chair.
Mr. Chair, just briefly, Chief Acevedo, Art Acevedo from Houston really spoke to this during the opening press conference. In addition, Mayor Cranley and I led a meeting earlier this year with mayors and police chiefs. We certainly believe that the measures outlined in this resolution really set forth the way that we need to move, not just as a conference, but in our communities. Additionally, it lays the groundwork for continued work between mayors and police chiefs together. And one of the aspects I'd like to highlight is something that Commissioner Billy Evans has talked about a lot this weekend, and that's the need not to have reciprocity from state to state. There is a piece of legislation that has been pending in Congress for some time regarding reciprocity for gun owners from state to state. Police chiefs, police officers think that's a bad idea. I think most mayors agree, and I just wanted to highlight that aspect, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, thank you. The vote is now on the adoption of the resolution. And this resolution does reflect verbatim the resolution passed by the Major City Chiefs Association as well. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. All right, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Now, I'd like to take a point of privilege and move a resolution thanking Marty Walsh for such a special annual conference. The resolution is before you, and I will just read a few of the resolved clauses. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we thank Boston Mayor Martin J. Walsh for infusing our 86th annual meeting with his caring, empathetic spirit, and unyielding commitment to effective collaboration. Be it further resolved that the United States Conference of Mayors extends its gratitude to Mayor Walsh, city staff, the volunteers, and the people of this great city for our productive and fabulous time in Boston. Having moved this resolution, I ask for a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. The resolution is unanimously approved. This concludes our resolutions discussion. Thank all of you so much. We will now have a report of the nominating committee. This report will be given by the chair of the nominating committee, Mayor Mike Rawlings of Dallas. Please.
Good morning. The nominating committee met on Sunday, June 10th, 2018, and reported out the following nominations. We did not vote on our president because the president already is the president. But we did the rest of the work. And our slate is as follows. For First Vice President, Brian Barnett, Mayor of Rochester Hills, Michigan, not Minnesota, as some of you may see there. Second Vice President, Greg Fisher, Mayor of Louisville, Kentucky. From trustee standpoint, we had two openings, and they are Martin Walsh, Mayor of Boston, Massachusetts, and Jorge Elorza, Mayor of Providence, Rhode Island. Advisory Board, we had 7 openings, and the nominations are as follows. Pauline Cutter, Mayor of San Leandro, California. Hillary Sheevy, Mayor of Reno, Nevada. Sharon Weston Broome, Mayor of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Hardy Davis Jr., Mayor of Augusta, Georgia. Gary Soseth, Mayor of Turlock, California. Mark Mitchell, Mayor of Tempe, Arizona. And Francis Suarez, Mayor of Miami, Florida. All votes were unanimous. That is my report, Mr. President. I move that this ballot be selected and approved by this body.
Thank you so much, Mayor Rawlings, for your work, and to all the members of the nominating committee for your hard work. I now call for a vote to accept the report of the nominating committee. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations to all of our new officers, our new trustees, and new advisory board members.
Mayor Barnett and
Mayor,
Mayor Louisville.
Mayor Barnett, Mayor Fisher, would you please join us on the stage, brothers?
We did this in Columbia. We'll do it.
This ends our business section. Thank you all. We're going to see you this afternoon for the luncheon. In our final plenary session, we are adjourned. All right. Thank you so much.
Nothing but sweatpants, looking like a princess. Some girls kiss new lips every single night. They're staying.
Reminder, we're going to be joined by Mayor Marvin Reese, the mayor of Bristol, England, for lunch. So please come and join us for lunch and help us recognize our international partners and friends.
Keep their physique real private. Some